Hi Aquarius, my fellow air signs. Lovely to have you. Thank you so much for checking in. This is your weekly tarot reading with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. Into both of these decks, I would like to call in all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I hope that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, let's see what the destiny is in store for us. As many of you know by now, I am an Aquarius sun sign, so this is relevant for me too, and I will be paying much attention. So, let's see what's in store for us this week. Justice. Okay, so this is the third time Lady Justice has come up this week. Interesting because Jupiter is making her way finally out of the sign of Libra. Making her way out of? Interesting. Jupiter is a female. Never thought about it that way before. I shall ponder this some more. I thought it was maybe just a Freudian slip, but I'm going to think about that. So anyway, the planet Jupiter is about to move out of Libra and into the sign of Scorpio, which I believe is probably why this card keeps popping up, because it's it's saying this is the last of it. This is the last blessings that are coming through in this arena. So this week, Aquarius, we have the Lady Justice blessing us, and this is going to be the biggest and most overarching energy of our week. So the Justice card talks about legal things, it talks about contracts, it talks about diplomacy, it talks about working with others, it talks about me and them, not me versus them or me or them. This talks about cooperation, it talks about collaboration, it talks about fusing things, it talks about bringing things together. Now this card is number 11, and obviously in the numerological school of thought, which is interesting as well, because Aquarius is the 11th sign, it's the only master number in the zodiac. This card is also number 11, so we've got a double hit of this energy now. Now I'm paying attention. This is 11 and 11. 11 is the entrepreneur, it's the philanthropist. 11 is the dreamer, but the psychic dreamer. 11 is the visionary. This week we are being given a glimpse into how to work with other people, and more importantly how other people can benefit us. Now this card, although it does represent all things legal, it does also represent all things contractual. It represents working with people, it represents collaborating with people, but because it's Libra ruled, it also represents choice. It represents the decisions that we make, the decision between this and that, the decision to make this and that one path, to bring two opposing forces together, to bring two differing thoughts and energies into line. This is like the yin-yang, you know, how both are obviously separate beings, but within the other you find the opposite. And this is very much that kind of energy. I really feel though that this week, this is linked to business for Aquarians. And I really feel like if they haven't already presented themselves, this week you are going to find yourself talking to somebody about business. This could be a business venture that this person already has going, something that you decide you want to be a part of. This is a good week for you to start thinking about and laying the foundations for getting into some sort of investment work. This isn't necessarily making the investment this week. This is about making and laying the foundations for it. And I say that because Mercury, although it has gone direct, it was fucking awful, right? And the full moon had me climbing the walls. My dreams were just... Anywho, I really feel like this is going to be the week where you start to make the decision to change your outlook on prosperity and to start to generate and create wealth for yourself. And what I mean by that is this week, because Aquarians are very standoff when it comes to money and finance and materialism, because it's not something that we're usually interested in. But I really feel like, certainly for myself, that whole paradigm is changing now. My understanding of what those things are and the uses for them and the usefulness of them is starting to change, and with that I'm starting to get ideas and thoughts and feelings and pulls towards people that work in these arenas, and I feel like this is to do with that. If you don't have this isn't the week to sign any contracts, like I said, because the Mercury is still in the shadow, but this is the week for you to lay the foundations, to have the conversations, to get the understanding of who you want to work with, more importantly, how your relationship to a potential business partner can really start to be mutually beneficial. That's that Libra energy as well coming in, you know, because like I said, it's the balance, it's the scale, and this talks about fairness as well. The Justice card talks about fairness, and it's what God, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, the energy, the chi, the vortex, whatever you want to call it, it's what that divine power perceives to be fair for all people involved. And when you have that divine power working through a commitment or an understanding or an agreement or a partnership, that's when you know that it's blessed. That's when you know that it will go the way that it is supposed to go for all people involved, for the best and the highest vibration. Very, very powerful stuff. If you haven't met this person yet, this week you will come into contact with somebody who completely changes your outlook on this stuff, and more importantly, shares with you something that makes you think, actually, I want to invest in that. I want to work with that. I think, you know, I want to be involved with that. Your direction card, how you best achieve this, how you are most likely to be the most successful you can be with this energy. Like, what's the best way to utilise it? Let's have a look. Oh wow, okay, this is very interesting. So you get the Judgment card, so 2 majors straight away. The only other sign that had this was Virgo, so very interesting. The Judgment card talks about change, talks about big changes that are coming, but it also talks about a blast from the past. So I don't think this is necessarily an opportunity. I think this is something that you have thought about doing before, but you've laid to rest. And I feel like this is kind of, for some of you, this is going to be about taking a step backward. This is about somebody that you used to work with, somebody that you used to interact with, but this, at some point it went sour. At some point the relationship or the partnership had some kind of breakdown. And this is you being able to go back to that person, or even that person coming back to you and saying, look, you know what, I would like us to try again with this, but I want us to do it properly. And that's where the Libra, that's where the Justice card comes in, because it's the contract, it's the rules, it's the regulations, it's the fine print of everything. It's the, what do you agree on, what do I agree on, what is going to be mutually beneficial for us. The Judgment card, in terms of its numerology, is all to do with partnerships, because it's the number 2. If you were to simplify 11, which you don't because it's a master number, you would be left with 2. So you've got a double hit of the 2 energy, and then because we're Aquarius, we've got a double hit of the 11 energy, which is really, really amazing. You know, you've got the numbers repeated, but you've also got the compounding of the power. So this is going to be a really strong week for us. I do feel that you are about to have 2 blasts from the past. One is going to relate directly to your partnerships, your previous partnerships, possibly an ex coming back into the picture or into the fold. You know, it's definitely a possibility under this. And 2, this is going to be about some form of financial or material opportunity that you had, and it may well come about through somebody that you know that introduces you to somebody, or it may well come that you know, like I said, some agreement or arrangement you've had in the past with somebody that had suffered a relationship breakdown now becomes something that can be readdressed, and because it's readdressed in the correct and fair way for all people involved, it can be prosperous, it can be mutually beneficial for all the people that are involved. I'm really interested and really excited to see how this one plays out, because I got a couple of ideas, but I will keep those stum until you guys let me know in your comments what is coming up. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. I hope you have a great week. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the email address below. If you would like to donate to Radiant Reality, we would love you forever for it. And please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. It means the absolute world. Have a great week and I'll see you soon.